So would that fall into an increased assessment?
Well, I think you would, I think the MSBU would be initiated with the debt.
Right.
In addition to what there's the capital, yes. But I will say, I mean, I do think that it makes good sense to start maintenance, even if there has to be a loan against it, because we all know the cost to brush hog something that's 10 feet high is more expensive than to do something that's 2 feet high. It just is. It's just more time. It's
Oh,
not
absolutely.
labor intensive. So I know that's not what the group wants to hear, probably in the audience, but yeah, it's something we should look into.
Know the group on this dais.
Yeah.
We don't want to pay any more money either, but
Sure.
believe me.
Excuse me, those numbers that you're talking about were for 25 acres?
It should be.
33,000 for 25 acres?
20,
35,000
I heard it was 28 cuts per year.
for 25 acres.
$60 per acre.
Oh, then
Four.
then it's the whole thing?
So then it's wrong.
Yeah, it should be cut in half then.
There you go.
I don't have the budget in front of me, so everyone can take a
Because
peek.
otherwise it's like almost $120 weekly.
So I don't know, we'll have to look at that, but we should be talking about an actual cost to just mow the 25 acres.
Yeah, this includes pond trimming and mowing, which we don't have any pond
Correct.
in.
Okay. That might have just been an oversight and,
Thank you.
Just,
good catch.
you know, my math is different, but that's fine. $60 per acre, 28 times a year, times $25 is $42,000. So I don't even know where the 35 comes up.
What is that for?
I apologize, I thought you said 60 acres, your property's 50 and I automatically.
$60 per acre times 28 times per year for 25 acres is $42,000, not 35. And that's bush hogging.
And those numbers do sound correct. And what we could do is, I mean, we can compare other properties and provide that information, but we're stuck to the contract price when the contract is executed and approved by the board. That's what we have to work with. So,
How much you pay Magnolia Valley?
how much would we pay at Magnolia? My department does not maintain Magnolia Valley. At least not yet.
But with all due respect, it is county property. Why isn't the county responsible for maintaining it to standards, the county standards?
Oh, you don't want that.
Well, it's got to be better than what it is now.
Wait, whose property is it? It's an MSDU, the county has the ELAMP property, and we have a debt where it's, in essence, our property, and we're in debt.
No, it's not. It's
Not
not
yet?
our
Not yet?
It never
Not yet
will be.
until it's paid off?
No, it never will
Never
be.
will be.
Never
And
will
then
be.
we needed to do Gulf Harbors.
I see, okay.
Just a side note, Keith, or a comment from you, 28 times a year to bush hog is a bit much.
I don't
If you
think-
could do it 12 times a year.
That's why I think it was that.
Yeah,
square.
I think that would work.
I think that estimate's not mine. Listen.
Okay.
But by the way,
Doesn't
I
say
think,
that.
I think we're reading this wrong because it also, I brought up that we should do less maintenance, less on the full property, and then on the amenity area, we do it more frequently. So this actually says 28 times a year is recommended for the amenity area and 15 and it's dropped off. So that may be a combination of, so this is more for the amenity.
You're right.
So bush hogging will be quite less, should be quite less.
I believe that's the case. It's our construction program coordinator put those numbers together. I think that's what he's thinking. Some areas would require more.
Right. And we won't have to go to that program until we figure out what amenities we want, until we get phenomenal feedback from the audience.
We threw the 35,000 out as, this would be a good number to get you to a point where you, it's a safe number. Because having 35,000.
Let me add, so what we could do is we could present the current NDL contract and the service package that they offer, and you could à la carte, pick and choose what you want, but I think the gentleman that put this together, his assumption was correct, that there's gonna be some areas that are gonna probably require a cleaner cut, and some areas that would be just brush hog. So, but I'd be happy to present that to the group, you guys can, you know, there's many levels, there's different trim levels,
But
there's.
it's kind of a moot point because we'll have no improvements. I mean, we're not gonna have.
There's no improvements, this is actually the cost to maintain.
Where are we gonna cut other areas lower and more frequently if there's nothing there? I mean,
Well, I do think the site conditions dictate that.
Okay.
Where you can keep something more park-like.
Okay.
But I think the community, from the many meetings I've attended, the community wants it to see park-like. So where we can do that, we do that. And then where you don't need to do that, or you can't physically do that, then it's just brush hog.
Yeah, I think that needs to be a discussion, and we need to look at the different costs to do each. I think that should be a very specific discussion.
And so maybe even a mapping exercise by my team to really identify what those areas would be helpful, and not too much work, but honestly. So we can try to put that together.
Great.
That goes back to our original statement, so do we mow or mow or mow?
Right. And from what I'm hearing, I think we want a lot of mow, is what I'm thinking. So maybe it's a, ultimately this dollar will really dictate what the decision is.
Next meeting?
And,
We're done.
Next
We're
meeting.
on item 6, next meeting.
yes, next meeting. Are we suggesting 2 weeks? I think we went further than that before when we were discussing this.
That's your decision, so parents have stated that if you all, the way it's set up now, every 2 weeks,
This bi-week now does not work with TARP. If we switch and make it, excuse me, a third week and then a bi-week, that will work for you?
I will double check if that's something you guys want to do. I will double check my schedule tomorrow, get right back to you.
but I do caution, we still don't, so this meeting, we established to really proceed forward, we need rules of procedure, which we don't have. So we meet again, basically discussing the same thing we discussed today, we don't have rules of procedure. So we could meet in 3 weeks and maybe talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about, there's no way we're gonna get a draft back from the county attorney's office in 2 or 3 weeks. But honestly, I would love to say that can happen, but that's not. And no disrespect to them, they have a tremendous amount of work that they're doing. So what I recommend is that we could talk about this maintenance cost and maybe come back with some maps and figure that part out. It would be productive, but we'll stay focused on that. And then obviously we come, and then probably we don't meet again until we have a draft to present to the group to review for the SOP. That's my recommendation. So maybe we get one more meeting in and then we take a month off and then we come back with a draft.
When you say one more, excuse me, when you say one more meeting, you mean in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks at the clubhouse?
That's up to you.
I'm open for suggestions.
Yeah.
I think at the clubhouse, since the topic would be solely on how much maintenance we're gonna be booking and how much we're gonna mow and cover would be the better topic there at the clubhouse.
You could receive robust public comment.
But
Oh,
our
undoubtedly.
meetings would run over or.
Yeah, my vote is to stay here for a couple reasons. One is we have the facilities here with the screens. We have the staff here if we need it. Number two, it's not that far a drive. If somebody's really interested, they can make the drive. I've made it to these meetings before. Everybody's got a car. They can carpool. I think the setup works well. We all have our screens here. I think just the logistics and the AVs are going to be difficult. If sometime we want to have a special meeting there and take input and the board wants to come down, we want to do that later, I think that's fine. But as far as I'm concerned, I think this is a better platform for business.
You can't
Is that a
access
motion?
land, so why?
I think it's a discussion right now.
I think that's a good idea.
Like,
Making the motion.
Yeah, I move that we keep it here until we have a handle on things. Yeah.
We'll have to go
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, so we'll still need a date.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
3 weeks,
3 weeks, sorry.
what is that date?
Help to get us
That would
on
be
schedule.
October 4th.
All right.
Just had a question, for the rules of procedure, can whatever progress is made on that, can that be emailed to the committee?
I think-
Whatever is available, not wait for 3 weeks, but if we have it, some data before then?
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, it's the dialogue in the email traffic that can't. Yeah, we can provide updates on, even if it's individual, we can provide updates on it.
It's not that we would conduct business, but just for information.
That's reasonable.
It's certainly a wonky situation where I'll get an email from one advisory committee member, and then I put together a group email that I send them to. But that's the rules that we play by. So, you send it to me, I'll send you, if there's an update that's relevant to the individual, I'll send it to the individual. If it's an update that's relevant to the whole advisory committee, I'll send it to the entire advisory.
I think you should send it to everybody anyway, no matter what the comment.
Sure, you might ask me to stop that, but I couldn't do that. Yes, if that's what you want me to do, I can send you every email that I get from every advisory committee.
No,
You okay with that?
no,
No,
no.
You know what it is.
No, that would be filter.
Yeah.
please,
No, you're back to the filter.
I'm going to go through regardless, so yes, I will.
So just to recap that in 3 weeks, we're going to our agenda will just be about furthering the annual assessment, making the assessment on the annual assessment of mowing and clearing. We probably won't get anything back.
immediate maintenance.
We can also discuss some of the other pending items such as where we're at with the rules procedure. So I can keep that on there, if that's not completed. Public notification, we're at the website, I'll keep that on there as well. Then the annual assessment. And then we'll keep the information updates. So mosquito control, pumping, water on site, any new updates that are permitting on the active law, I'll update the committee on the document.
And in a general discussion, is there anything we should be reading on further, looking into further, trying to decide further in our own minds by ourselves without input from others to stay compliant?
I don't think so. I mean, so you have the background documentation, the MSU, I mean, I guess we can start looking into maintenance costs.
Into what?
Maintenance costs.
And I just didn't, I also want it moving, but I know that we're constrained in a lot of different sections. And, yeah, okay, thank you.
We are ready to.
Shall we adjourn?
I think we adjourn.
A second.
Great. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it for coming.